more CDs. So I actually helped him sell more CDs. And then we were nominated 2 more years in a row for that. But by that point, a bunch of other artists jumped on the bandwagon and started doing what I was doing. So
he was a trailblazer, folks.
Yeah. I take pride in that. I take pride in trying to find my niche and trying to do something different. You can't reinvent the wheel, but you could always, put a little sparkle on it, put some nice rims on it. The wheel's always gonna be round until people start floating.
Do you approach each project the same way? Does it vary? Do ideas?
I try to. Well, the only routine that I have when I'm approaching a project is I like to speak to the person that I'm designing for, because one of my expertise is logo design, and I always say to my customers, the 2 most important things you have is your logo and your business card, because when you meet someone, it's usually because they see your logo, and when they walk away, the last thing you're going to give them is your business card, or the first thing you give them is your business card, and if it's not nice and they don't want to hold it, they don't want to keep it, they're going to throw it away and they won't remember to call you back. But if you make your business card nice enough and you have a nice logo on it, they'll say, I'm going to keep this because it looks cool. So I always, to answer your question, yes, my approach is usually the same, where I try to meet the person, get a feel for what type of person they are. I ask them certain questions. I think I'm a pretty good judge of character. So if I see them, I can tell what kind of person they are. I know depending on what they have on, if they have like high-end name brand stuff, they're usually like a flashy person. If they're low key and they're dressed, I would say like professional corporate, I would know not to do, to use more basic fonts when I'm designing something for them, or more corporate looking fonts. The colors I try to go with when I'm dealing with corporate is black, navy blue, like different shades of blue, or dark grays and slates. Those are the colors that we do when you're focusing on corporate. If it's someone who's more organic, like someone who does yoga, I would go with like earth tones. I would go with more organic fonts like scripts and handwritten fonts. I'm really a student of my game, so that's my little secret when I'm dealing with a customer. Yeah, one of the biggest keys in being an artist, I think, is, well, one of my things is I love dealing with people. I think music is art. People are art. Everybody's different. Everybody has their own style. Everybody has their own niche. Everybody's different in their own way. So that being said, I think one of my gifts as an artist is being able to understand people and being able to relate to people. I like being around people. I think that's why I went into nursing. I just didn't like the field. I thought it was too cutthroat. That's why I got out of it. And I wanted to do what God gave me. The gift that God gave me was not just creating things on a computer or drawing things, but understanding people, and the gift to try to make them happy, try to find a way to make people happy. And I do that through my art. And one of the things I picked up in the nursing field was anybody can be smart, but intelligence is gained through knowledge. And the only way you get knowledge is through time. You know what I mean? So that's where I acquired my knowledge of doing this graphic stuff, because I've been doing it for so long and I'm so passionate about it, and my heart is all into it, that throughout time and throughout all my experiences, I've been able to grow and understand things. So I can see someone coming from a mile away, and when they start telling me something, or they say one key word, and I already know in my head what I'm going to do for them.
How did you transition to Maximum Marketing Media Group?
Well, one of the things that kind of turned me off, I like to be different. Not in the sense that, when I say different, meaning like I like to get in a different lane that anybody else is in. You can't, like, I'll go back to the quote again, you can't reinvent the wheel, but I can do something different with the wheel. I can go take a different road. They can take a different path. I can put some turtle wax on it and sparkle it up. I could throw some different rims, some spinners or whatever to make it different. And one of the keys is, one of the things that bothered me about graphic design and the whole world of graphics is, with technology, almost anybody can do graphics now. Like you can go buy these plugins, and same thing with DJing. Like DJing was a craft, also music that I love music also. Music inspires me when I'm designing. I like to listen to music while I work. I listen to all kinds of music. Mm-hmm. And even in DJing, they have like these different apps now where guys don't even DJ anymore. You're just pressing a button and it finds the beats and it blends for you. It does everything for you. There's no manual creativity anymore. And when I started, like I said, it was cut and paste. Now you can buy an app that'll cut out images for you. You don't even have to learn how to cut out images anymore. Wow. Websites now are plug and play. Like you would go to you go with Wix and GoDaddy and all these different Squarespace. You don't have to learn how to design anymore. You just go in there and you just drop in these spots. So it took away a lot of people's jobs. Mm-hmm. When I first started, the company was Maximum Grafx. The reason why I changed it to Maximum Marketing Media Group is, in designing, you have to understand your customer, and if you understand your customer, you can help them convey what it is that they're trying to sell. If you're trying to sell cars, I have to know how to appeal to the people that want to buy cars. So I have to design your media piece to help you sell the cars. So through all of my knowledge and through all my experience and my contacts, I've been able to do that for my customers. So instead of just calling myself a graphic designer, I changed my title to a consultant, because not only do I design it, but I can also help you sell whatever it is that you're selling.
And then you had to shut down your office?
Yeah, the office had to shut down because when I first started, it was during the age of the printing, and printing started dying from that point because everybody started transitioning to digital. The age of Facebook and the age of Instagram just started destroying the print world, so everybody was going digital. So I had to reinvent myself, and I stopped doing the printing. So I didn't have a game plan to support the office, because what would happen was I was making money from designs, and I was also making money from taking in jobs from people that needed stuff printed, and I would get it printed. I would make money from that also, meaning posters and flyers. And because I was the middleman, I just didn't have a game plan. So rather than to starve myself, I just shut down the office.
And then is that when Maximum Marketing Enterprises came about?
Yeah, I had to shut down the whole business. I put all my time and all my effort into the office, and I ended up losing my home, my childhood home. Yeah, I lost everything. And that was around the time when I met my wife. Well, I did not met her, but when I got back with her, and we were dating. I was in and out of relationships. Me and her, we were friends at that time, and we were dating, and then we got married. No, we didn't get married yet. We were dating. Yeah, we did. We got married really quick. It was crazy. We knew each other for a long time. I bumped back into her, called her one day and said, let's go out. We went out on a date, and then after we went on the date, we dated for about a week and said, let's get married. And about a week later, we went to the Justice of the Peace and we got married and started a new company, and we've been together ever since.
How many years?
Going on 13 years now.
Congrats.
Yeah, thanks.
So did she have a big hand in helping you get into the next phase of your career? I mean, I'm sure she was very supportive.
Yeah, well, that's how she that's the part she played in me. She was basically my muse. She inspired me. She supported me in what I did. And as far as the mentorship and like helping kids, I've always taught my kids to give back. My mom always taught me to give back. So my whole thing was always trying to help people. When I had the office, all the people that worked for me, eventually I taught them so well that they eventually became graphic designers and they started their own freelance businesses. Everybody that left me now can do graphic designs, and they're working on their own.
And you never feel like they're competition. You're more than happy to support them in their careers.
No, I don't feel like anybody's my competition. I'm in my own lane. I'm in my own lane. I do what I do. I'm not worried about what somebody else is doing unless they're coming after my customers. Then it's a different story. Then I have to go for you.
But you're more than happy to support someone's be a mentor to someone coming up.
Yeah, they ask me for help. I'm more than happy to help someone. I believe in karma, and I think that what you put out is what you get back.
Very true.
So, yeah.
How did ilovebball.com come to fruition?
That was a funny story. My son, I like to say, thank God and all praise to God for that. My son was a very talented basketball player. He was the player of the year, all Long Island player. He had a reign, and he had a high school career which spanned about 5 years, and all 5 years, out of the 5 years, his team went upstate 2 times and competed for a state championship. They lost in the finals for the second time, but they still achieved phenomenal goals that they set, and they just fell short of winning state championship. But my son himself, he he took down a scoring record, which was held for 44 years in Brentwood by Mitch Kupchak, which at that time was the general manager of the Los Angeles Lakers, and now is the general manager of the Charlotte Hornets. And now, he has a friendship with that guy, which, you can't imagine how great that is. And make a long story short, my son wasn't being recruited by a lot of these schools because he was from Long Island. So if you're not playing, if you don't understand the way the basketball community works, you have to be on one of these top sneaker teams. When I say sneaker teams, these teams are sponsored by sneaker companies. So if you're one of these top sneaker companies, then all the top schools come recruiting you. He was recruited by all of these schools, but he wanted to, I guess, try and follow his father's footsteps. He wanted to carve his own path. And we played for the team was sponsored that we were on. And we traveled all over the country, and we stayed at 5-star hotels, but it wasn't a sneaker team. So when it came time for recruitment, the colleges didn't recognize his accomplishments as much as if he was on one of those sneaker teams. So make a long story short, the reason why I started I Love B-Ball was to try to give all these basketball players an equal playing ground, where I would have player A, who plays for the Long Island Knights, would be alongside the kid who plays for the Nike team or the Adidas team. They would all be on the same website, and they would all get the same promotion. So basically, I would try to help uplift the kids that are not being seen and showcase their accomplishments to these college coaches.
When did it start?
It started about 7 years ago. And it's been growing ever since. Now I'm doing showcase events, and I'm doing college recruiting, and now we started this internship program where we're actually teaching kids media, like videotaping and editing, and we're teaching kids. I'm teaching kids graphic design services. My end goal is to eventually get to build a community center where we can teach kids, not only have kids playing ball and doing all these other activities, but bringing in, designers and bringing in writers and all different types of people to teach these kids give the kids experiences in life that they normally wouldn't get until they were ready to go out into the workforce. Try to give them a head start.
Do you think we all have a little artist inside of us?
Everybody does. It's just, I think life is art. So whatever you do in life, it's how you look at it. Everything you do in life is an art. The way you deal with people, that's an art. The way the garbage man puts the garbage away, that's an art. The way a chef cooks is art. We're all God's creatures, and God put his little spark in us, and the way we do whatever we do is what our art is.
You mentioned God a lot. Does your faith play a big part in your graphic design business?
it's so funny. Like, it's funny you say that. Like, I didn't